This is gonna be my follow-up video for the Dell U2520D USB-C monitor. I've had this monitor for 2 weeks and I'm using it almost daily, not for hours, but using it. In the past 2 weeks, I've been going through pretty much all the comments you guys left. So now I'm trying to answer all of the mostly asked questions I haven't answered, even the ones I did answer in writing already. I'm just gonna try to elaborate a little bit. Some of y'all had a few questions about specific things, so I'm trying to cover all of them. I would start with the viewing distance to the screen. So you can see that I have the 16-inch MacBook Pro stuck behind it. I'm not using the Dell display stand. I'm actually using this, I don't know, I bought on Amazon for like 15 bucks or so. It's a normal VESA mount screen. Reason being, I like to keep the desk organized. There's not much stuff on here. As you see, it's like a little remote for my lights and, you know, just writing stuff. So my viewing distance, for me, normally when I sit here, I have my keyboard, my mouse, and it's pretty much an arm's length, almost. So of course it depends how long your arm is. So I took this good old non-digital measuring thingy. I don't want to touch the screen, so it's around 70 centimeters. And to me, the screen looks really nice. It's really crisp. It's still in its factory settings. I haven't changed any brightness, contrast whatsoever. And I really like the way the colors look and the whole screen looks like from this viewing distance. Some of you guys have asked if the text is blurry. I will get into a bit more details into that. Also, major shout out to Brendan Price, who took the time out of his day, which I really appreciate, to elaborate on the difference between retina resolution and disc screens. I will go into details, and he provided a link, so I will post his link, which is really helpful also to me because I wasn't fully aware of it, explaining which screens would come closest to being retina. Yeah, let's go over the few points I'm gonna cover. I just mentioned I will cover the viewing distance. I will give you a quick idea about how I like the anti-glare coating or the matte coating. Next, we're gonna talk about the 90-watt power delivery, if it's gonna be enough for the 16-inch MacBook Pro. It is. Then the screen resolution I'm running natively. I'm not having it scaled or anything. How close is it to retina? Going back to Brandon's comment in his link, so thanks again. Talk about the built-in USB-C hub. Then we're gonna go check the comfort view, which is the blue light reducer, blue light killer, whatever you wanna call it. And last but not least, I'm gonna try to use the vertical screen. So I'm gonna tilt it 90 degrees, which I have to figure out on this stand. I'll figure it out. One of you guys requested it and I'll make it work. All right, let's get to it. Anti-glare coating. So I was using the Apple 27-inch Thunderbolt screen before, and especially I have two lights left and right and I can dim them, and I had to really keep them dim. Right now there's no sunlight coming in from outside because it's evening. And I was always, even in the max brightness setting, it was an issue that everything was reflecting because it was glossy, obviously, just like the MacBook's built-in screen. For comparison, if I hold my iPad here, I don't know if you can see it. Even now I see my clear reflection in the screen. It's obviously turned off. And with this screen right here, it's no issue at all. I can have the normal daylight coming in over here, no problem. I have my lights left and right, of course a bit in the back, so it's not in front, but nothing is reflecting. I think it works really well. Overall, having the anti-glare was one of the reasons for me buying the Dell screen, so I don't regret it. Next point is the 90 watts power delivery. One of you guys asked if it's going to be enough to keep the MacBook powered, and I was also skeptic about it. The original charger that comes with the 6-inch MacBook Pro provides 96 watts, but it only delivers 94 watts to the MacBook. I don't know why, but that's what it is. And this screen says it delivers 90 watts, and it actually delivers 90 watts. So if I go to my settings here, you can see the screen provides exactly 90 watts and it keeps the laptop charged all the time when I'm playing GTA 5, which I think is graphic intense, especially if it's in clamshell mode. I don't know about the air circulation. I guess it's not the best, but it probably also uses a lot of power. It stays at 100% if I run it on Windows, obviously using Boot Camp. And if I'm rendering or editing 4K video and then I'm exporting it, that's what I was gonna get at. And if I'm exporting 4K video, it also stays at 100% the whole time. It never dipped below 100%. I haven't fully pushed the power the laptop has. But for most everyday tasks and those few somewhat intense tasks for what I use the laptop for, it always keeps it at 100%. So you can definitely use it for the 16-inch MacBook. Next point is going to be the screen resolution I'm running it at. So I'm just going to go into my system settings real quick. Go to displays, and it's right now at default for display. And if I go on scaled, it gives me different options. I'm gonna post a screenshot right now. So as you can see in the screenshot, you have 2560 by 1440, which is the screen's native resolution, which is what I'm running it at. And the refresh rate is 59.88 Hertz, not 60 Hertz, not 50. I don't know why it's this off number. I haven't tried to Google it, to be honest, but just an information if you wanted to know this. All right, up next we're going to talk how close is the screen to retina. Obviously, well, I don't know if it's obvious, but the screen is not a retina screen. It's not an Apple screen. It works really well for the way I'm sitting. Like, I can see the text really nice. It says screenshot. I can see the little numbers up in my menu bar. I can read everything without using scaling, but that's only for me because the 16-inch MacBook Pro has smaller scaling by default. What I mean by that is if you use a MacBook Air or anything that's older than the 16-inch MacBook Pro, like 15-inch from my last one was from 2015, and even the newer ones, the 2016 models, the scaling on the built-in Retina screen from the laptop lid, the symbols and everything is a bit bigger. So if you plug it into the screen, it's going to be smaller. But with the 16-inch one, it is already smaller. So if you plug it in, it's pretty much the same size. And in terms of screen crispiness, sitting at this distance, it's no issue at all. But once you get a little bit closer, even just like this, it's like half distance, you can definitely see that it's not as crisp as if you would use a laptop. But then again, I don't know about you, but when I use my laptop, I sit pretty much this close to the screen, so it has to be more retina. And right now, the way I'm sitting, like I mentioned, it's around 70 centimeters. It's perfect for everyday work. If you're trying to read some text on Google or whatever, it's fine. And I will link this website right here. It says Mac External Displays for Designers and Developers. So basically what it is, they're gonna talk about Retina being at 220 ppi, and this screen is running at 117.5 ppi, so it's definitely not the 220 or 110 if you want to scale it. But still, I guess it comes down to what you want and how much you're willing to pay, because if you say you need to have a Retina screen, you can get the one Apple sells, the 5K screen or the 4K one in their store. It costs way more. It has huge bezels. It has a webcam built-in that I don't use, so I'm really happy with the 25-inch one here. Coming to the built-in USB-C app, like I mentioned, you have the one USB-C cable that came with the screen. Delivers power to the laptop. It gives me the signal for the image, and it passes through data. So you can hook up a USB-C cable on the side right here. You can hook up a USB-A cable, which is USB 3.0, and it has two more downstreams on the back and the rear, where I have the cables kind of hidden. I don't know if you cannot see it. What's nice about it is that even external hard drives are fully bus powered, so you don't have to worry about the screen not giving off enough energy. You can charge your phone. I have one of those wireless charging pad thingies, so I don't really use the cable from my iPhone, but you could charge your iPhone from it or whatever else device. The USB-C port on the side, this one does not use power delivery. It's just a standard one, but for whatever work it's good enough, and in my case the Thunderbolt 3 port is right behind, so I could use it. Just something to keep in mind, that you could probably hook up your iPad and charge it. It's just going to take way longer than if you would hook it up to an actual power delivery charger. Alright, the screen actually comes with a built-in blue light illuminator, reducer, whatever you call it. It's called Comfort View, and the way you use it is you have those 4 buttons at the bottom, and you just press one of them, go to the menu. Then you have your different settings. You have brightness, you have your input source, color, display, etc. So what you have to do is you go to color, you go to preset mode, it's now in standard, and then you have Comfort View. So right now there's not that much of a difference. You have movie, game, whatever. So you go to Comfort View, and right now there's not much of a difference because I'm using Mac OS's built-in night shift, but I'm just going to turn it off for demonstration reasons. So you have your standard, which is really bluey, and then when you go to Comfort View, it does cut out the blues, but it also makes it look washed out. So I guess what it does, it just turns down the blues in a custom color profile. So you can use it. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to stick with the night shift, which turns on automatically, so I don't have to keep changing it as well, because it's not automatic. It's not, there's not a software that controls it. It's actually the built-in on-screen display settings, as you saw. So it's there. I wouldn't count on it, and I don't know, but I think Windows has a built-in feature as well, and if not, you can always use the F-Lux, which I used back in the day before Apple had it baked into their system. So yeah, it's there. I just don't think it's that good. Okay, last but not least, vertical screen use. So this is gonna take some figuring it out. Also actually use the level to keep it level, but I'm gonna try my best to rotate it. So first of all, I'm gonna go it's not perfect because of the stand. If you use the provided Dell stand, it's way easier, you just swivel it. And also it's 180 degrees, of course. So that's how it would look like. I don't know what you would use it for. I mean, probably for coding or whatever, or your library. I'm always using it in landscape mode, just because the external laptop screen would be like that. That's actually cool for reading. But anyway, one of you asked the question if you can have 2 next to each other. You definitely can, and especially if you use the original Dell stand that comes with the screen. It's a bit lower right now, so it's probably over here, so it's not too high. So if you sit up, I'm 6'3", so I sit in front, and yeah, you can definitely use it. I hope it helps the demonstration. I don't know how to better put the size next to it. I mean, I have an iPad, if that helps. So you have like 1, 2, roughly 3 iPad 11 inches tall. Yeah, I hope that helps. Let me know if there's anything else I can do for it. But for now, that's it.